Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Brian, aka Avalon Star, and this is a recorded video. Yes, I'm usually a streamer, but given the fact that I was given the chance to take a look at Stormblood a little bit early, I have relegated myself to making videos. That said, we're going to go over the things that I found really interesting in Stormblood. And one of the things that you might see, and not a lot of people talk about, is actually maps. So let's talk about maps. Maps in Heaven's Word and in ARR are generally overlooked, and especially kind of annoying when you say accept a quest in ARR or in Heaven's Word. You're transported to this sort of like artistic map, and if we look at the main map of Eorzea, it's a lovely map. I'm sure some people have this on their wall. It's amazing. I'm going to want the Stormblood one. But if you look into this kind of what I call the region map of La Noscea, for instance, it's just a piece of art. There's really nothing that tells me, nothing that this map tells me other than the general placement of where these cities are in La Noscea, where Limsa is, and obviously I have a locked quest there, where the parts of La Noscea is, and relative. I'm in Mist right now, near my private home, so we have that relative location in Mist. But really, this map doesn't tell us much about La Noscea, other than being a really nice piece of art. And before I go on, this is definitely all information that I have pulled from the press event in San Francisco, which I thank you to Square Enix for inviting me to. And it also is in development, and things are subject to change. But that said, the map, and I happened to stumble upon this, the map in Stormblood is really interesting. And one of the things I really adore about Stormblood is attention to detail. And you'll be seeing in a lot of the other videos that are coming out of the press events in both the EU and in San Francisco, is the fact that there's just so much attention to detail when it comes to skills and stuff. But the other thing too is the attention to detail when it comes to UI. And being a former graphic designer, a former UI designer, web designer, I love seeing little things like this. So going over to the Stormblood UI, and you'll see that it's already different. It's already more useful. We have a map of La Noscea, but you'll see it's not a piece of art. It's actually the aggregation of all of the maps, of all of the area maps in La Noscea, combined into a much more useful regional map. You can see the Etherites on there, and even better, you can see the you can see the map of Limsa, and you can see how that connects to Mist. You can see how it connects to other places like the like Wolves Den or Lower La Noscea, and things that aren't art, and placed in a way that makes sense. And the thing that really gets me here is the fact that it's all about mnemonic devices, right? And it's how I remember personally, the way I've kind of grown to playing this is like, I will look at a map like Lower La Noscea, and I will always forget. If somebody refers to, oh, just go to Lower La Noscea, that's great, that's awesome. But then I will actually go there, and I'll see the map shape, and I'll be like, oh my god, okay, this is Lower La Noscea. Someday I will actually remember. I'll actually remember what the name of this place is. But the upgrade for these maps is that you're able to now tell each of the maps by shape, and they've really it's like simplification. They got rid of the art, and they've introduced the maps into into a much more useful regional view. And if you zoom in into the area view of a single area, you'll see that the maps themselves are a little bit desaturated now. I'm not sure if you noticed, but the comparison between the Heavensward and the Stormblood maps is that the maps are a little bit less saturated. They're a little bit less yellow. I don't know if that's for readability or just a stylistic thing. I would hope that it would be for readability, since Yoshi P has said on multiple occasions that readability, the user experience and user interface was one of the main points, main touch points of things that he wanted to work on in Stormblood. You'll actually see, if we look at Mordona here, you'll actually see that it has shadows of the other places that connect to Mordona. And of course, I know you know that Northern Thanalan connects to Mordona. You know that Korthus connects to Mordona. Now you know the exact map. You know the exact shape. You can once again use those mnemonic devices. You can use the shape recognition in order to know which of these places come into play. And you're like, yeah, I've been in Mordona for years. I've been in Thanalan and Ul'dah for years, but I really believe this will come into play really well when we're in Authard, when we're in, when you're introduced to, the Doma and the steppe and Kugane. I find this extremely interesting that they would take the amount of time to not only to redo the maps, not have to redraw, because there's no art here. They're literally just aggregating the maps with a bit of shadow to show kind of where they are. If anything, they probably use the art for the maps from the old maps to be able to be that kind of background. If you can see very faded in the background to sort of show where those would be. But that said, I think it's a really important user interface enhancement in Stormblood, and it's really important because of the fact that when you click on a quest, for instance, and you're transported to the region view, for the most part, at least for myself and people that I know, you usually just click right through that because the region view is useless, and it's no longer useless now, because now you can get a sense. Now you can even teleport using this map to different Etherites, and that's infinitely more useful than the map that they gave us before. So this is definitely one of those really little pieces of I guess I could say, but not that little pieces of user interface improvements, quality of life improvements that they put into Stormblood that honestly, you probably overlook if you didn't take a closer look into this. That's it for my first video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you're on Twitch, please like and follow the channel. If you're on YouTube, like, follow, subscribe, and share if you're on both platforms. I can't wait to do a couple more of these videos and share my thoughts on Stormblood. Have this be a kind of a kickstart for the channel, both on YouTube and on Twitch. And please, if you have any comments, please leave them in the Twitch chat comments or YouTube comments for me, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. And I will see you in my next video. Again, my name is Brian, Avalon Star, and I will see you when I see you.